2006 Mercedes. So right here is one of the cam sensors. You actually got one here, here, and then on the other side of the motor you got one here and down here. So you got four cam sensors total, and this is what they look like. I just got these from Advance Auto. They had to order them in, but they were about they were around $26 each, but you can get them online for cheaper. But you want to make sure that you get an OEM part or a good quality part for it, so they don't just go bad again. But so basically, right here's one of them. Here's the other one. You just need you can use a socket to get these bolts out, as long as you have the right one. I gotta check to see what size it is. So anyway, it said bank 2 cylinder 6. So there's 3 cylinders on this side, driver side, 3 on this side because it's V6 obviously. So cylinder 6 is all the way in the back on this side, and it said bank 2. So I'm gonna change these 2 camshaft sensors and hope that that takes care of it, because I mean, since cylinder 6 is misfiring, then it's most likely this side. So you're gonna need I got a 1/4 inch socket here and just a small ratchet. You probably won't be able to get in there with a wrench, so if you got a small ratchet like this and a socket, or you should be able to get in there with a bigger ratchet as long as you can come out to here. And for the top one, you can get to it pretty easily. So, and they come off pretty loose, or pretty easy. So 1/4 inch socket, and just take each nut out. Each of them has one nut, and you just pull them straight out and then unclip these. To unclip these, you just push in on this clip, the top of this clip here, and you just pull straight up. Right here's the clip where you push into. So, and then undo that bolt and just pull them straight out. Okay, so when you pull these bolts out, you want to make sure you don't drop them, because these cars have they got like a plastic pan under the motor, so it won't just fall down, it'll stop there, so you might have a hard time getting down there to get it. But you basically just take the bolts out, and then it's a good thing to clean here what dirt off that you can before you take the bolts out, because when you pull these out, you want to try and make that as little dirt gets in that hole as possible, which you really don't want any dirt to get in there. But anyway, just pull. Okay, so you want to make sure that this area is clean, the flat surface. You want to make sure that all the oil and dirt is cleaned off of there. And then you just take your new sensor, and it's easier to do the bottom one first. You just put it in straight, and it has a seal on the back end of it, so it's going to go in a little harder once it's all the way in. Okay, so these things actually, they went in a lot harder than they came out. Like, they just pulled out very easily. And the new ones seemed like, I don't know if they were just because they were new, they went in a lot harder. But you got to kind of twist them and push in at the same time. And then once they were almost all the way in, I just took this little hammer and just tapped on them to get them to go all the way in. You don't want to tap them hard at all, so you don't break them. And it's not really the best way to do it either, since it's a sensor. You don't want to really tap it, but that's how I did it, so hopefully it works. And then because you can put a bolt in to pull it the rest of the way in, but I didn't really want to do that because I didn't want it to bind. But you can just push straight in like this, or take a hammer and go like that and just push straight like that, and you can push it in like that. And same with the bottom one, just use it as a handle and push it. And so now I just got to put the bolts back in, tighten them up, one here, and then put these 2 connectors back in. And when you tighten them up, you want to make sure you don't make them tight at all, or like not very tight because they can strip out pretty easy since they're small bolts. And I mean, they're basically just to hold the sensor on, so they don't have to be extremely tight. And so the other side, if you're planning on changing all 4 of your camshaft sensors, then the other side is exactly the same. I mean, you got your other sensor here and the other one's down here. So right there's your bolt and the other one's down here. So yeah, that is if you're going to change all 4 of them. I decided just to change these 2, and because my cylinder 6 was misfiring every now and then, so I'm hoping that that takes care of that. Okay, so changing those 2 camshaft sensors on the driver's side, it made the camshaft, I checked it with the computer, and the camshaft code went away, but cylinder 6 is still misfiring. So yeah, if you have a camshaft sensor and it's banked too, then that should take care of it. But for my cylinder 6 misfire, I'm probably just going to take that spark plug out and check it out, see if it's got any, see if I can, sometimes you can see if they're shorting out or whatever. So I'll probably just change the spark plug and hopefully that takes care of the misfire.